The Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, has condemned in strong terms the gruesome killing of 16 hunters in Uromi, Edo State, who were traveling from Port Harcourt to Kano to celebrate Sallah with their families. It said the action was unjust and wicked. The national chairman of IPAC, Yusuf Maman Daniel, while felicitating with Muslims across the country on the occasion of this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration, which marks the end of the month-long Ramadan fasting, urged security agents to fish out the perpetrators of this heinous crime to face justice, saying that every life matters and should be protected. As we assiduously work for a decent democratic nation, he commended Muslims for the successful completion of the Ramadan fast and enjoined them to imbibe the virtues of pity, love, tolerance, generosity, and unity in the quest for a better society. He also urged governments at all levels to provide fruits of democracy to citizens to assuage their sufferings in accordance with Section 14, subsection 2b of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, which provides that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Citizens desire and deserve a fair deal from the government. There is no substitute for good governance that will foster sustainable democracy and development. It is time for patriotism. All hands should be on deck in our collective resolve, commitment, and determination to build a greater nation future generations will be proud of, he said. Well, Dr. Paul Nwala, I mean, I saw this, I saw the video circulating on social media as regards to the killing of these, Muslims, individuals, and all of that, who were said to be traveling from Port Harcourt to their states for the Sallah celebration, and it was so, it was an eyesore, right? I felt really bad on how citizens seems to take the law into their hands, right? I don't know what those actions are usually, portray, but for me, I feel this is wrong, that citizens would have to take, laws into their hands without trying to involve security agencies. At some point, I was saying that, probably it could be that maybe they do not have confidence on the security agencies to be able to tackle issues and all of that. But I felt that whatever it is, I think they shouldn't have taken the laws into their hands. They would have consulted the security agencies to be able to take care of that situation. Again, we also want to consider the fact that there have been killings, alleged killings rather, by they said Fulani herdsmen and all of that, and that could at some point trigger their their actions. That's what a lot of Nigerians have been saying quite on social media. But then let me get your take as regards to this. Though IPAC are coming to condemn the killing of these 16 individuals and also seeking better welfare for the people of Edo State. Now, this has happened. Of course, there are rumors that are also unfolding as regards to this. Quickly, let me get your take on that.
Well, first of all, I will have to send my condolence to the families that have lost their loved ones in such a gruesome killing, which is uncalled for. Jungle justice is not something that anybody should encourage or accept. It has to be condemned. At least the Constitution permits and guarantees fair hearing. So it was a very sad one, very bad, and should be highly condemned. Not just being condemned because it has happened, but that the government should do all within its reach to ensure that such does not repeat again. You see, some of these things can trigger some high level of retaliation. So we should not, and when I mean will, I'm talking about our government, shouldn't always be on the reactionary. Then when it happens, you now react. No. But effective measures have to be put in place from the traditional institutions, religious organizations, cultural groups, to the government. They have to carry out a proper education. Life is sacred, for Christ's sake. And not to talk about killing human beings like they are animals. I don't watch such kind of even videos because of the way I feel about it. So IPAC coming up to condemn the incident is timely. Yes, I agree with them. It is true that the level of insecurity in Nigeria is becoming something else where there is a suspicion. What I heard was that those that were gruesomely killed, were hunters. That was the version, the version of the story that I heard, that they were hunters who were returning back either to Kano for the celebration of yes, and were intercepted. They were found with arms, which made the local vigilantes to have suspected them based on the antecedents of what they have accused the criminal. I will not call them Fulani herdsmen because there are some good one of them. The criminals operating as headers. What they have been doing, killing, raping, and so on and so forth, that they suspected them of such. But my major concern was that when they apprehended these persons and have disarmed them, why didn't they take them down to the security agents or even report to their traditional rulers so that a proper investigation and findings would have been checkmated, before any action would have been taken? Everything happened speedily. And where were the security agents who are supposed to be patrolling? Because when that incident happened, I don't think that as soon as they caught them, they just burnt them. No. It may have taken some minutes, if not hours, before leading to such acts. So where were our policemen that are supposed to be patrolling? Another issue again is for hunters to be traveling from that kind of distance. What were they actually looking? If really it is hunters leaving from Kano down to, that's passing several states before coming, and with those arms coming, it calls also for suspicion and has to be regulated. And if the hunters body or association are being regulated and you are traveling to another state where you are not known and can easily be identified as hunters, are there no means of communication so that the Hunters Association of that particular state would have been aware, yes, for identification? You see, so there is supposed to be a proper orientation on these kind of issues. Ordinarily, it's uncalled for. It's unfortunate.
Now, I wanted to ask you, do you think security agents would be able to fish out these individuals, considering the fact that we've had issues where genocide was committed in the northern part of Nigeria some years back, and up until now they haven't been able to bring to book those perpetrators of those gruesome murder that happened back then in the north? How confident are you that this time around that these people, these perpetrators of this crime will be brought to book?
I have confidence that Nigerian security agents, if they actually wants to work, they will. They have been trained on intelligence gathering. Yes, they have their secret police. They can conduct all their investigation and will be able to identify. But my major concern is not just identifying, and like what they have given as a reason for the perpetration of such a unacceptable, inhuman crime. Okay, my question there is that, and I was told, or rather I learned that it was a local vigilante that committed that heinous crime. If there were information sharing network between a local vigilante, in which ordinary I think it should be the case, the local vigilantes are supposed to complement the efforts of the conventional security outfits, so that in the event where such kind of suspicious movements or elements have been apprehended, then they would have communicated to them. But I understand that some of them, we are talking about the failure, the security failure in Nigeria. So it's also called on government that more need to be done. And where there is vigilante groups, they should understand that they have to work in conjunction with the conventional security outfits in order to avoid this kind of issue. Some of them said in the past they reported to the police and they didn't do anything. That doesn't mean that you will take laws into your hands, especially when it has to do with killing. In as much as you have disempowered them, disarmed them, why going to the point of burning them alive based on what I heard? Okay. Why going to that extent? So I believe in the security, Nigerian security, if they want to do their job, they are professionally trained and will be able to do it if they are not compromised and if they are not biased. Okay,
well, I'm going to come to you. Well, joining us live right now to discuss ATN politics is Honorable Barima Raphael Bina. He's a public affairs analyst. Good evening and welcome to ATN politics today.
Thank you, Victor.
How are you doing?
Very much happy.
Well, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Well, you came in whilst we are having this heated conversation as regards to the gruesome murder that happens over the weekend, where 16 individuals were killed who were said to be hunters, Muslim hunters who were traveling from Port Harcourt down to Kano State, and then they were being apprehended with weapons, and were at that point, accused of perpetrating violence and other crimes in the state, and then they were burnt down immediately. What would you make of that story? I don't know. Are you aware of that? Just that.
I saw that somewhere. But if you check in course of the story, calling them Muslim hunters. Yeah, we from River State or the Delta State and some of the South states have heard of the headmen. So in course of that, seeing such, it will quickly put it to them that they may not be the real hunter. So indirectly, if such happens, it is not fair. Actually, it's not fair if they trace put it that they are Muslim hunters coming to celebrate with those in River State.
No, they were actually traveling back to their village, as regards the celebration.
Okay, that's like going back.
Yes, they're going back.
But yeah, it's not fair for such an inhuman treatment.
All right.
It's not fair.
So what would you think they would have done in that regard? When they apprehended these individuals with weapons, what would they have done?
Yeah, actually they're supposed to send them to the police station or to call the local vigilante of that particular community to interrogate them and to do the proper findings instead of them to take that jungle justice.
Okay, I quite agree with you that jungle justice is not the way out, right? Addressing issues using the right channel is absolutely the way out. But now there are also growing concerns that in this regard, they will need security agencies to be able to fish out these individuals these perpetrators who got engaged in this heinous act. But then there were also concerns from meaningful Nigerians, mostly on social media, who are calling that, okay, an investigation should be launched into one of the Christian students that was killed in the north. Do you remember that incident that happened?
Yeah.
Yes, that the Muslims, set her ablaze and all of that. But up until now, there haven't been an account of what happens. The suspects were not apprehended. There's no investigations as regards to that. The security agencies have not said anything as regards to that. Again, there are growing concerns in this regard. Again, how confident are you that the security agencies are going to bring these perpetrators to justice?
Yeah, if they go for that, it's just like they are now calling for comparison.
Okay.
Whereby because
that's actually what it is.
Yeah.
It's a comparison because they're saying that yes, this same thing, we had the same issues, though not hunters. This is a student. She was accused to have done the issue of blasphemy. That's what they call it. And then she was set ablaze. And then a lot of Nigerians called for her, for the issue rather, to be investigated onto. But then there was no investigation whatsoever. And now there's still also, this has happened again. This time around, not the Muslims. The Muslims are the victims here. So now they're also calling for investigations from security agencies. And they're saying they have zero confidence in security agencies to be able to bring these individuals into account, considering the fact that they were not able to bring those individuals who committed that crime back then. That's where the bone of contention is right now.
When it comes to security issue, there should be very much big trust. But at the same time, when it comes to the security issue in the Nigeria, it's not really the way it should go. But when they want to do something, when the security men, if they want to do something, they come out to do it better. But sometimes out of malice, out of what should I call, out of ambitions, sometimes they overlook some certain things. They will, forget about some put it the major responsibility they should take towards actions that happens like that. So that's the issue we have. So we should put our trust in the security, knowing that they can do their job better. But situations whereby the citizens decide to put their trust, and the security personnel will overlook it, and do as if they don't know. At the end of the day, think the reverse will now be the case. The citizens will not be happy.
All right. Well, you and I knows that we have lots of checkpoints in the South.
Yeah.
More than what we have in the North. Now, these individuals are coming from Port Harcourt down to Kano State. And considering the fact that we have lots of checkpoints, security operatives, manned on the road, they check these people who are going. Now, could it be that they didn't find out that they had weapons in their car, in the vehicle, or were they ignored? Were they not aware that these individuals were hunters, or didn't they sense that these people are not who they claim to be, the hunters they claim to be? Looking at this this instance together, what would you make of that, considering the fact that the security agencies have a role to investigate the matter? Now, these people passed where we have lots of checkpoints manned at every junction of the road. Would I say junction, or would I say kilometers of the road, or maybe 100 or 200 kilometers of the road?
The point of view is that when it comes to the south, some of the police checkpoints or the military checkpoints at some area, you will find out that they are mostly interested in the physical cash the driver give to them. So most of the time they forget the right thing they should do. So some things like this hinders the security necessities that should be in place. Because you see, okay, if you're heading to the Delta State, you will take to so many security checkpoints. The security checkpoints are there to monitor the affair of the people, but instead what they keep doing is to keep picking 200 naira and the rest from the drivers. So end of the day, some things that they should do, they don't do it.
Okay, I'll come back to you, maybe on another different stories, because we're already exhausting our time as regards to this. Well, Dr. Paul Nwala, again, this issue is a very big issue of concern. So many people have been saying, okay, we have issues where herdsmen are killing farmers in Edo State, but the governor has not for once come out to make a statement. And now we have this happens, and the governor makes a statement. What would you make of that?
First of all, let me just add to the one of having checkpoints. You see, this is a clear revelation of what the government should now be informed regarding the securities we have, it should be a signal that even the roadblocks or red checkpoints are not working. How can from Port Harcourt down to Edo and security checkpoints could not be able to identify that there are people who are traveling and they have arms? If they are found out that they have arms, those arms, were they registered?
The license.
The license.
Good.
Again, with the security agents on the road, if they had discovered such, they should have also known that the state at which we are now in Nigeria, talking about insecurity, in traveling that far distance, would these people not in one way or the other encounter a problem on the road? The truck, I was told, it was a truck, not a kind of a registered bus where it can be identified. So what it means that there is a security failure. That is it. There's a security failure that it now took the intervention of the local vigilantes to intercept.